You need a dating strategy that honors your time and intention. With just a little bit of effort up front and only 30 minutes a day, you could completely transform your dating life. Instead of dreading the apps and occasionally getting your hopes up about someone only to be let down, you could have your choice of amazing men who are putting in the time, effort, and attention to get to know you and showing you why they'd be an amazing partner. This strategy isn't about playing games or becoming someone you're not. It's all about showing up authentically and transparently, weeding out bad matches effortlessly, quickly identifying who's worth your time and who isn't, and only going out with great matches who have serious long-term potential. So if you're tired of the dating burnout and fatigue, and you're ready to honor yourself and find someone who matches your energy and effort from day one, this is the strategy you need. So let's get into it. And if you want more personalized support to implement this strategy, there's a link in the description for how you can work with me. Step 1 is to go in with the right mindset. There are 3 mindset shifts and beliefs that I had to develop for this strategy to work for me. Number 1, there is a great, healthy, emotionally available man out there who is the perfect fit for me, and he's out there right now looking for me. It doesn't matter how many men I have to weed through or say no to, I'm not going to settle until he finds me. With this strategy, you're going to have to say no to a lot of men that your past self may have said yes to or given a chance. When you're saying no so much, it can be easy to fall into old patterns of giving someone a chance or compromising on what you want to get more matches, have more conversations, or go on more dates. But this isn't a numbers game. We're going for quality over quantity. In the end, only one person will be the one, and 9,999 others won't be. Later on, we'll talk about how to know who you should say yes to and who you should say no to. But for now, try to remember that you only have so much capacity for connection, and you need to make space for the right people by saying no to the wrong people. Number 2, the bar is not on the floor. The bar is where I set it. I set the bar and the standard for my relationships, and I only entertain people who meet it and kindly say no to the people who don't. It's time to stop letting the disappointing men out there get in the way of you finding a good one. We've all been hurt before, and no matter how much work you do on yourself or effort you put into your profile, there will always be people who are shooting their shot and aren't worth your time. We're not giving energy to those people anymore. We're kindly bowing out and saving our energy for the people who deserve it. And belief number 3, I'm here to have fun, enjoy my time, have great conversations, meet great people, and find my person when I find my person. I'm dating with intention. I'm open to someone meeting and exceeding my expectations, but I'm not in a rush. I'm taking my time and I'm following my process without getting attached or emotionally invested too soon. Dating with intention, integrity, and upholding your boundaries while not getting emotionally invested or attached too quickly is the key to finding a great long-term connection. This strategy is designed to help you find the right person faster than you would otherwise. But once you meet them, it's still going to take 3 to 6 months of dating to make sure they're your person. Instead of getting overly attached based on who they say they are in their profile or what they say on the first few dates, we only get attached based on how they show up for us, how they show they care about us, and how we feel about ourselves dating them consistently over time. This strategy will help you meet more great people, but it still takes time to build an amazing relationship with the right person. So keep that in mind and make sure you're enjoying yourself and having fun in the process of dating, because that's how it's supposed to be. So now that you're showing up with the right mindset, step 2 is to get clear on your values and desires and create the perfect profile to match. I'm sure you already have an idea of the type of person that you're looking for and the type of relationship that you want, but your matches are still all over the place and missing the mark. That's because most people's profiles, even if you set them up with intention, repel people who could be great matches for you because they either aren't clear enough, they convey what you're looking for but in the wrong way, or they don't strike the right balance between showing who you are and what you want. The right profile will do most of the heavy lifting for you. It will repel the wrong people and attract the right people so you can spend less time filtering matches and more time having great conversations that lead to great first dates. You don't need to be for everyone. You need to be a clear no for the wrong ones and a clear yes for the right ones. And here's how you do that. By knowing your 5 key components of compatibility. If you don't know exactly what you're looking for, you won't know when you've found it or how to differentiate who has it from who doesn't. And beyond that, you need to know how to communicate your needs and desires when you meet a potential great match. When I met my partner, it was so glaringly obvious he was who I was looking for on a deep level because I had done this self-reflection in advance. And because I was filtering all of my matches through this same process, he stood out immediately as a great connection. So the 5 key components of compatibility are 1, lifestyle and life vision. What is the vision you have for yourself and your life? And how does your future partner fit into that vision? This can be as granular as what type of dates and activities you want to do with a partner, and as big as where do you see yourself in 5 to 10 years? Where are you living? What level of success have you reached in your career? Your lifestyle and life vision should be aligned with your future partner. Number 2, values and skills. What are your core values? What brings you joy and lights you up? What are you great at? The perfect partner for you will have similar values and complementary skills. That's what makes a great partner and a great teammate for life. Number 3, purpose and intention. What's the purpose of life? What's the purpose of having a partner? What are your goals for your future relationship and intention with dating? You want to look for someone who has an aligned purpose and the same intentions with dating and finding a partner. Number 4, collaborative effort and logistics. How much energy and effort do you want to put into a relationship? How much do you want someone else to put in? How far do you want to travel to see someone, and how often do you want to see them? Great relationships take both people putting in effort and intention to build the relationship. You want to meet someone who's willing to collaborate and is showing they're willing to put in that effort and intention to build a relationship with you. And number 5, communication and emotional intelligence. How and how often do you want to communicate, both in the early stages of dating and as you build and grow your relationship in the first few months? How can someone show they care about you, and do they show up for you that way? How deep are your conversations, and how much emotional availability do they show, and how much emotional support do they provide? You want to look for somebody who's putting in the same level of effort and intention to communicate with you and show that they're emotionally available. All of these are examples of what you want to think about and what kind of questions you can ask yourself to understand what you're looking for in each of these 5 categories. It's okay if you don't know the answers to these questions right away, but it's important to think about in advance because these are the things you're going to be looking for in people's profiles and in the first couple of dates to know if there's somebody that you might be compatible with. Now we'll use the answers that you have to create the perfect profile. For your profile, I created a dating profile checklist that you can use to audit and edit your current profile. Click the link in the description to get that checklist. The most important thing about your profile, other than showing people what you look like and basic information about you, is to show someone who you are, what you're looking for, and how they can get your attention without being negative or demanding. Through your pictures and your prompts, your profile should show your personality, what you like to do, what you care about, the type of person and partner you're looking for, and how someone can show interest in you and pursue you. When you do this the right way, it will evoke strong feelings in your perfect potential partner and drive them to take action. The thoughts and feelings they'll have are, this person seems awesome, I'm super attracted to them, we're aligned on what we're looking for, I'm the type of person they're looking for, and I want to get to know them more. And then they'll be super grateful when they get to your last prompt and it tells them exactly how they can show up for you and get your attention. My dating profile checklist goes through each piece of this, so make sure you grab that. And if you want help and feedback in setting up your profile, go ahead and book a strategy session with me. So now that you're clear on what you want and you have a great profile that's gonna do the heavy lifting for you, it's time to move on to step 3, which is swiping and screening. As a busy woman on the dating apps looking for a connection that has long-term potential, here is how I approach swiping and matching. My goal with dating was to make it as efficient and fun as possible, so it didn't take up a bunch of my time, but I could still prioritize finding a potential partner. So the first thing I did was choose one app. Hinge was my app of choice, and I ditched Bumble altogether because I found that Hinge was better suited for my process. I never even tried Tinder and didn't even bother with most of the others. Second, I only spent about 30 minutes a day on the app. I used that time to clear out my likes, respond to matches, and set up dates. I put all of my effort and attention into men who showed interest in pursuing me. So I didn't didn't do any of the swiping myself other than responding to likes and initial messages. And third, I used Hinge's new Match Note feature to steer conversations where I wanted them to go once we matched. Because I knew exactly what I was looking for, my profile had so much information about me in it, and this strategy is all about efficiency. Really, the only thing left to cover in a conversation before knowing whether or not we should meet for a date was to make sure we were aligned more specifically in what we were looking for out of a relationship. So my match note was a really specific question. It was, let's dive right in and start the conversation with what you want to offer in a relationship and what you want a woman to provide or add to your life. The answers to this question were so telling on whether or not a date would be worth the time for both of us. I said no to a lot of people based on their answer to this question. And the ones who I said yes to based on their answers, I usually had a great conversation and a great first date with. And if they didn't engage in my note within the first few messages, it basically told me they weren't interested in what I wanted, so I unmatched. This match note is like the secret sauce to the strategy. So I highly recommend you use this feature to ask that specific question to know whether or not you actually have long-term compatibility with someone and it's worth going on a first date. Now that you understand those three things, let's take a quick step back and talk about how to analyze a profile to know whether or not you should match with someone in the first place. Knowing how to analyze a profile for compatibility, who to say yes to and who to say no to, is really the key to avoiding dating burnout and app fatigue. Saying yes to the wrong people is the quickest way to feel discouraged about dating and get burned out with dead-end conversations and misaligned matches. So let's fix that now and get you off on the right track. When you're analyzing your likes and initial messages, we're going to look at these 5 things in order. Number 1, did he send a rose and write a personalized message based on your profile? If yes, bonus points. This doesn't get the wrong match through, but it may allow us to be slightly more forgiving in our analysis because they started out on the right foot. If no rose or no personalized message, analyze the profile with a more critical eye. Number 2, based on his first picture, is he an immediate no? If yes, get rid of him right away. If no, proceed. And one caveat here, remember that physical attraction is only one of 3 ways that you can be attracted to someone. So as long as you're not immediately turned off, I would encourage you to look at the rest of their profile, see if they have everything else that you're looking for, even if you're not immediately attracted to them. Now let's move on to step 3 of analyzing a profile, which is checking the personal information for deal breakers. Age, location, kids, substance use and frequency, occupation, political affiliation, relationship type, and what they're looking for, and any notes they have on those. If most of this information isn't filled out or is super minimal, they're not a serious dater, you should go ahead and swipe left. If any of it is misaligned or not what you're looking for, you should also swipe left. I don't care how cute they are, you're looking for a life partner, remember? So any deal breakers or misalignments in the profile, we're swiping left. If they have most of that information filled out and you're aligned based on what they listed, go ahead and proceed. Number 4, we're going to check the prompts. What do their prompts tell you about them? Do they show you how they live their life and their values? Do they tell you anything about how they might treat you, how they treat people they care about, or what they offer in a relationship? If they don't really tell you anything about themselves, or they give one-word answers or surface-level information, go ahead and swipe left. If you get a sense of who they are, their values, how they live their life, and how they will treat you in a relationship, and if you're aligned, then proceed. And number 5, check the rest of the pictures. Do you have a similar vibe? Can you tell what he looks like from his pictures, what he likes to do? Do his pictures convey that he's mature and has his life together? If not, swipe left. If yes, and you seem aligned, you have a match. Your next step is to respond to his thoughtful message with a thoughtful response. If he only liked a prompt or a picture, everything else in his profile must be a 10 out of 10. And then only match with him. If he doesn't start the conversation with something thoughtful within 48 hours, unmatch. From here, you're looking for someone who is engaging, showing interest, and answers your match note with a thoughtful response that gives you a hell yes. And I wish this could go without saying, but make sure you're engaging and showing interest back. Yes, it's up to him to pursue you, but you also need to respond in kind and make sure you show that his interest is welcome. And lastly, trust your gut here. If the conversation feels forced or draining, take that as a sign that he's not your person and kindly bow out of the discussion. Please don't ghost people if they haven't done anything wrong. You're still bound to have conversations with people who aren't a great fit for you, and that's okay. Kindly let them know that you don't think it's a good fit, Wait for them to acknowledge your message and then unmatch. Communication and kindness go a long way to making online dating a better experience for everyone. This was the first 3 steps of my 7-step strategy. If you have questions, comments, feedback, I would love to hear it. Make sure you subscribe for more dating tips and strategy and check out this next video.